The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Tommy O'Brien with Tom O'Brien coming to you live 10 a.m. We have markets with some volatility. Dow Jones up 93 points. S&P is currently positive by 8. NASDAQ positive by 29 points as we get bounces in both directions. Good morning, Tom.
Hi, Tommy. How you doing?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Good, good. Yeah, this the volatility, we have it in spades. There's no doubt. Even when doing that update, that's pretty intense. From 6 o'clock in the morning to basically right when you're doing the update, right? Yeah, I mean, Dow was up over 200 points, but still it looked like it was up more than 100 points coming into the open, and from there, the first 15 minutes, pretty sure we touched into at least negative territory, and from there, we're getting a little bit of a bounce back. Dow's up 80 points. Pretty interesting, for sure. No doubt. And if we go take a look at the strength versus the weakness inside here, you know, yesterday, the only stock that was in the negative in the Dow is General Electric. Well, General Electric today is up 23 cents. It's saving itself. It's up 3.3%, 45 cents right now. So we'll see what's going on there. J.P. Morgan is up 1%. Point-wise, bottom line is, oh, look at this. This is, I'm actually over, no, let me just do this a little bit different. I was just in Europe. There we go. Yeah, so Goldman's putting the juice inside the Dow today. Goldman, 13 points, Apple, 11, United Health, 9, taken away from it, United Technologies, Merck, Walmart. Inside the NDX 100, it's the same players. The players we're talking about there, big time, happen to be, you know, NVIDIA, Baidu.com, Win is up 3%. Pretty amazing. It is. Pretty good bounce. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Kevin Hinks at TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim, as we do each and every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And don't forget, folks, you want to understand defined risk, option strategies, future market, great program. Kevin and his team every trading day right here, 11 to 12 Eastern Standard Time. And guess what? Volatility, defined risk. Two-way market, man, at least every hour. Oh, my God. Let me tell you something. Kevin Hinks, what's going on?
Good morning, guys. Hey, buckle up. These markets right now are not for the meek. I'll tell you.
You know, yesterday we were talking about the power of volatility, and, you know, we were going over it in the morning as you had been teaching us, you know, what each, whether it's, you know, 14 VIX, the 24 VIX, and my God, it all came in fruition in one day.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday with the, you know, the morning rally, and then a little back off, much like we just did this morning here, right? Yeah. A stronger open, then a little back off, and then just an absolute. You know, what's the opposite of a meltdown? Yeah. You know, this was a melt up. Right. So, all, you know, got back just a huge amount of room that it had covered. So, you know, it just a big day. Think about it. How much of this sell-off and volatility, Tom and Tommy, was built in based on the possibility, you know, of a trade war? Right, and everything that would bring, and all of a sudden, in one news cycle, it dissipated. Because find out that they're actually negotiating with all these countries, including China, right? And the market saw that as, there's no trade war coming. It's going to be a negotiation, and the United States may come out of this actually more positive.
Yeah.
It is interesting how everything flips in 24 hours back and forth, isn't it?
Because we could not have closed Friday weaker than we did. That was a very weak close. And what changed it? A news event, a news cycle. You're exactly right, Tommy.
Yeah. Pretty remarkable, too, in terms of how it's It's very superficial news, though, and in terms of like the slightest small headline that might not even mean anything in the grand scheme can turn it on a dime, and then it might turn on a dime again the next day, which is just what blows my mind the most. It's just, I don't want to call it rumors because there's factual basis to what they're reporting. Right. But there's nothing really concrete that's come to fruition when you talk about, like, I agree, where, geez, Friday, the last 2 hours, my goodness. And then, yeah, the world's a different place come Monday morning because of one headline that, like, we're talking. Well, of course we're kind of talking, I mean, that's what's going to happen. That's it's so interesting. It is.
You know what I think one of the hardest things are, and you kind of got into it right there, Tom, right, is that I've always wondered, Kevin, right, no matter how many years you're doing this, the market pays attention to some news, and other news it doesn't.
Yeah. It's like, and sometimes it's a head scratcher.
Totally. It's like, oh, this is like, because we know what it is, and the market's the market. But that one thing I always like, wow, okay, so why do you pay attention to this? You don't pay, but listen, that's the way it goes, folks, and that's why strategies are so important. I mean, I heard you guys yesterday. I mean, as you're laying out strategies, man, the cool thing is, now watch this, folks. You can have laid out bullish or bearish strategies, and that's the type of market we're in right now, and you can make money. That's a reality, man.
Yeah,
you just got to take it off the table.
Right, but the key is learning how to fit the correct strategy to the correct level of implied volatility, to the correct movement that you're expecting in the market. And we call it, right church, wrong pew. If you have the right opinion, but you put on the wrong strategy for the right opinion, right? We want to make sure all of those are lined up.
Yeah, that's a great point, man.
Because I was just say, realistically, right, VIX is at 20, 21, 22. It spiked to about 26 on Friday in those final 2 hours. But when you look at a market, Kevin, that's spiking 700 points down one day and 2 days later 700 points up, that's not a tremendous amount of volatility premium if you're in context of, what is the historical average, 15-something, and meanwhile we're just at 20.
15.39, right, exactly.
And we're at 20 and the market's going 700 points one way and the other, within a few days. That's pretty remarkable.
Make no mistake, Tom. This market is justifying the level of volatility that it's holding right now.
Definitely.
You're right. When the market rallies upward, right, historically VIX comes out of the market, right? The VIX would go down. It's an inverted relationship. But make no mistake, a rally of that percentage upward, that's volatility too.
Yeah.
It's not just downside, it's volatility. Now, it's measured differently and it's taken differently by the overall market, but that all goes into the volatility calculation. And a melt-up move like we had yesterday in the afternoon, that's volatility as well.
Especially on the heels of such a huge down day, too, where it's like, okay, it's swinging 700 points like every other day, like not just a melt-up for a year like we saw in maybe 2017, where it's like, okay, this thing is bouncing around 2 to 3% some days within the span of 48 hours.
And that is why the VIX still has a 21 handle on it.
Oof, man.
Gotta love it. Folks, right here, 45 minutes from now, you want to understand, define risk option strategies. Check it out, TFNN.com, hit Tiger TV, or just go to YouTube, hit Tiger TV. Kevin, have a great one, safe one. Look forward to the program in 45 minutes.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you. Stay right there. Tommy and I are coming right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. We get the Dow now positive by 6 points. It was just negative when we ended that last segment, jumping around a lot. You have the S&P's in negative territory, -3, trading at 26.55, and the NASDAQ as well in negative territory, 8 points, trading at 72.11. So it's interesting, Tom, coming in, I said, I guess the market's just going to continue upward, right? I mean, I was listening to reports. You had the S&P's positive 12, and this is at about 8:30 range, let alone where it was at the 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. kind of peaks in the pre-market session. But Dow triple digits, S&P positive by 12. I didn't expect when I heard that we'd be in negative territory within literally 15 minutes of the open. I should have, from what's been happening, or at least kept my mind open to it. But pretty intriguing that quite an up day yesterday, and we kind of see reversals in both directions in this market.
Yeah, and the danger point here, like if we take a look at the S&P, the E-mini, so the lows of the 19th of March are 26.97. Now, we made it up to 26.79. But if this actually can't even handle this 26.62 today, which would be the high of yesterday, and we get the volume contracting, my take is that you get a very large B2C of an ABC structure down. So, this February 6th, February 9th is still game. And these are the types of bounces that you do get, which is just like, we haven't got them for a long time. I mean, I heard the number yesterday. This was the biggest bounce, August of 2015.
Okay.
Inside the market. So it's a big number. Let's go over to that gold contract, because that certainly is getting hit also. Now, the equities aren't getting, they're getting hit, but nothing like when you think that gold is down 12, 13 bucks right now. So you're backing down. You're down 13.30. You have volume of 211,000 contracts. And you're coming into, it's going to need a lot more than this, because you're coming into 454,000 contracts. We do this intraday for a second. See, intraday, it looks to me like, this thing's going to try to claw its way higher again. Now, if we go to the dollar, so we'll go from there to the dollar. And what the dollar did yesterday, Dollar did about 25,000 contracts on the way down. You're going to get that contract volume out here today. That's what it looks like, because we're already at 19,000.
Okay.
Now, you're going into 26, but right now the dollar still can't hold 89.105, which is the highs of yesterday. And if that's what we get, and this is going to be if we put all three of these together, I'll trust the bonds more than anything. And when I say trust the bonds, specifically what I'm talking about, let me see, 8, is these things have been so consistent, man, that they just don't want to back down. And this 10-year again, the 10 years up 6 ticks, the 30's up 11, and it's pushing the swing point. And that's saying they want higher price. You know, fundamentally, if they want higher price, man, that market wants lower price, the dollar wants lower price, and
well, rates would be lower, right? When you say lower, the market.
Yes, just higher price, lower yield.
Yes,
right.
Yeah.
Right, you know, so right now you get the 10-year at 2.819.
Okay.
You know, and it's like, okay, the market, you know, the market goes up, what, $700 yesterday?
Yes.
And the bond market, the bond market still didn't go down.
Yeah.
You know, we're off 2 or 3 ticks.
Yeah.
That's a heads up in itself. That's a heads up that, okay, well, you know, we got a good bounce going, all said and done. You know, Facebook, man, that was quite a run on Facebook yesterday.
Quite a reversal, right? Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah. You know, but they're not out of the woods. That's the low there, 149, 161. That doesn't look like it's holding anything either. So.
No, but quite a reversal, like you said, it is for sure.
Oh.
And the Facebook story, I mean, there's more and more, and of course, because it's sensational, number one, that it's headline grabbing. So if you're a writer, if you run a news website, it's paying off to write about it because you'll get clicks. But in the same essence, there's real stuff that keeps coming out as well that's driving the news cycle. So it's kind of an acceleration of both, where there's enough real stuff coming out, whether it's, you know, just the stories of how to delete your saved whatever it is, right? You're seeing these stories. Everybody is if you're on the internet. But in the same essence, it's just going to hang there for a while, I feel like, when you say it's not out of the woods. You know, where there's reports now, you know, is he going to go in front of Congress? Then is he going to go in front of the Commons in England? And are they going to release information? There's going to be a flow for a while. This is going to stay in the headlines.
No. Did you get a chance to read the story I sent you this morning?
I did not. I
okay,
opened it. I haven't.
That's all right.
And I sent you one last night, which was interesting. I don't know if you saw. Yeah. Go ahead.
If you Google how Facebook helps shady advertisers sell fake Elon smart pills on Bloomberg. If you Google this, right, you're going to get an education of a lifetime. And what this is that these are the biggest, basically, sellers, you know, affiliates, sellers, and marketers in basically the world, selling stuff that, you know, most of it's not, you know, don't work, you know, scams, the whole rest of it. But with this, what you get out of this is that how it's done, how Facebook claims that they want to stop this, but yet their sales agents are at these meetings selling. And inside this article, it has not only selling, a couple of their high-end salespeople, they're explaining how many millions per quarter that they have to get, and they go to these things, man.
Sure.
I mean, it's really a great heads up, you know, as to how you can basically sell anything, and Facebook will help you. The quote of this one guy. So this guy's. He's 31 now.
Okay.
He's let's see. They're saying he has like 150 million right now.
So I have the article up. I'm looking at some of it, and I have.
Forbes estimated at 180 million.
Yeah.
Okay. And you got to read the article so you can really, you know, I can go through it. But
he's one of the wealthiest men in Poland, to put it at that level. Yeah.
Right. And it's all about, and what he says flat out, he says, yeah, they have the tools to help us. That's the bottom line. to find all the suckers. That's how it goes down. What happens is that they do a test, and once they do the test, they see who buys the product. Then Facebook will turn around, and they already have, they know who is like that person, and so then that's all they keep marketing to by hundreds of thousands of dollars. So pretty intense.
Hey. Yeah, so that gentleman you're talking about, the 31-year-old, his name is Gryn. Grin, I'm not sure how I pronounce that. He estimated that users of his tracking software place $400 million worth of ads a year on Facebook, and an additional $1.3 billion elsewhere. That's almost $500 million in revenue just to Facebook. So that's where you're getting into the conflicts of interest, to put it lightly, of Facebook shutting that down. Because, yeah, they shut them down, and that's $500 million, and that's just one company, let alone
one person.
I know.
Yeah.
Pretty remarkable.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow's up 23. Nasdaq, S&P's down 1.
Would you like exposure to the foreign currency markets without any downside risk to your principal? Then consider the Petro Currencies Market Safe CD from Everbank. This 3-year U.S. dollar-denominated CD leverages the performance of 4 equally weighted currencies from these top oil-producing countries: Brazil, Canada, Mexico, and Russia. This CD features a 200% leverage factor, which means that your potential upside payment will be double the currency's average performance at maturity with no cap if the currencies increase in value over the CD's term. And if the returns are negative, your principal's 100% protected. Returns are based on CD performance with no correlation to the price of oil, and there is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on this index CD. The April 19th funding deadline will be here before you know it. So call 1-855-750-4051 or visit everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. This advertisement is sponsored content. Everbank is a division of TIAA FSB, member FDIC. Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Tom and Tommy O'Brien. We get the Dow up 30 points, S&P's -2, and NASDAQ flat. So one of the interesting things, just to tie it into that Facebook, the last kind of anecdotal almost evidence, but one of my good friends is an advertising executive in New York, And
Yes.
he was just talking about this morning that nowhere in their office has anybody talked about that they need to start taking money off of Facebook for their spends.
Right.
And that's all that matters. And, you know, it could get there, but it's not even close to there yet. And then he talked about the reason why quickly, in that, you know, Facebook loves the advertisers love the versatility and the ability to instantly add money or take money off on a daily basis versus if you're spending it on TV. I'm sure you're making monthly budgets well in advance versus Facebook. You can do a daily spend and then the next day you're taking money off. You have real flexibility. And then the other thing he commented was how the creative aspect, where you create a creative for Facebook. So the advertisers are spending money on that creative. And that creative can then be used in the same capacity for Instagram. And the functionality can be used in the same instance with Instagram. So you don't have to spend any extra money creating the creative, the whole campaign. But guess what? On Twitter, if you create a creative for a big agency on Twitter, you only use it on Twitter. And that's where you see how much trouble Twitter is actually in, because they have in-depth discussions. Is it actually worth it for this client to spend money just to create the ad, let alone spend it, when it's only usable on Twitter, versus you're creating something for Facebook, Instagram, much larger, and guess what? They're both interchangeable. Pretty interesting in the light of...
It is.
Yeah.
And, you know, it seems like those small samples that people do, that gets you knowing that what that ad spend cost and what your return on the ad spend is, which is huge.
Yeah, you can test it, right? You can verify it, you can fine-tune it, and then, you know that you have exactly. You change the wording, you change the picture, and, you know, we saw that with candidates, the same thing, talking about that they'd have different pictures, different words. And then, you know, they saw the one that was doing the best, and then, boom, that's the one that you drop a big spend on, or whatever it is. Yeah.
You know what's amazing is that I think, you know, selling goods is always about advertising and marketing anyway. Now it's just got so much more sophisticated, and I think we're all going to, you know, there's plenty of people that are already sophisticated, but after reading that article there, it's like I was looking at that saying, this guy's selling crap. Imagine if he's selling good stuff, you know, how well you can do.
Sure.
Because you demographically, you're getting it right down to, you know, a psychological profile that person wants that or will need it.
And what probably happens, you know, not even probably, and there's plenty of people selling good products that are profiting, targeting, doing much better than they may have been. But that's not as sensational as a story as somebody, you know, becoming.
That's right.
And that's why you won't hear about it as much, unfortunately, because it's not worthwhile, even, you know, in the terms of, like, that's just good business practice. And we know that Facebook has some good business practice. The problem is they've allowed things to run rampant in terms of bad business practices, and that's what news is about.
Yes. Yeah, no doubt.
Those numbers. I'm going to read that full article. It's a long one. I was trying to
it is.
Slide
it's a
through
beauty,
it more.
though, man.
It's
is. Like, you know.
Yeah.
You want to sell a product, folks? We all can sell products, evidently. So.
Oh, for sure.
Pretty wild.
It is.
Market-wise, let's go. We have Tiger wants to take a look at the GDX, so let's get into the GDX and take a look at this GDX. So your GDX Market Vectors Gold Mining Trust down 41 cents, 5.8 million. You know, this is probably will. Let's see. So the high of the 22. Yeah, you're coming into the strength, and you're coming in with dramatically lighter volume. You know, that being said, yeah, can it fill a gap at 21.84? Yeah, it probably can. That's still a nice setup, though. Still a nice setup. And then we got a question. I get a. You know, I remember this happening before. We get a couple questions, and I after we get off, I'll dig into this. And what the question was is that the triple, the Nugget, is paying a dividend. And it's a small dividend, folks, and I will dig into it. I believe the last time that this had happened, and I remember it was years ago, and I think it had to do with that they would either reversing the. You know what? I gotta find out. That's the real bottom line.
Sure.
I got a couple questions yesterday. We got one in the den, but they are paying a small dividend. So I'll have that by this afternoon of how that works. I think the last time is that they were doing a split, and that was the leftover money in the split. But I'm not, we'll see what it is this time.
Yeah, no, I was trying to Google it myself. I was seeing it. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. But the Nuggets set up nice, too. Nuggets pulling back 2 million shares, going into 11.6 million shares. This thing is holding up pretty good. It'll be interesting to see if we get back into that dollar again, if the dollar can actually hold like the 89.215 would be the number, because if it got into that, then it would be like, okay, man, you can get to the top of the range. 89.215 is where we came down from on the 21st. If we switch gears for a second, this is a big number. Where is, let's see, housing. These housing numbers came out this morning. Andy Heck's going to be elated.
Is Vegas rocking and rolling?
Oh, my God. Outside of, let me find this number, outside of, Vegas is number 2. Year over year, it went up 11.8% or something. Nice. And what happens, folks, is that, when you see some of these numbers, there's certain parts inside some of those cities that are up much more dramatically. I mean, because I know Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, that's a big area. There's areas that are up more than other areas.
Were hit real bad when things went bad, and yeah, they've rebounded.
Yeah.
And
And the same with Vegas. Vegas is a big area. There's going to be areas inside Vegas that are up higher than other areas. But the bottom line is that when you get a mean that's up 11.8%, man, sure, that is a big number.
No, because that means that a lot of areas aren't up at all just because they never went down as dramatically, and then you have those pockets that are up 20, 30, 40%, right?
Big number.
Yeah.
Huge number. So.
And how about oil? Oil's been jumping around today as well.
Yeah.
See that? We're above $66. We spiked this morning at about 8 a.m., spike above, all the way up to 66.40.
Look at that.
And now we're down $1 from that level. Looking at the May contract, currently trading 65.42. And, of course, we get the API numbers tonight after the closing bell. We'll get the EIAs tomorrow. And as you said on your show last night, it was news to me, markets closed Friday, Good Friday.
Yeah.
So short trading week, and we'll get those oil numbers tomorrow, but interesting nonetheless. I mean, 66.40, that's quite a level that we're flirting with, and we got volatility on both sides. We spike up there, down $1, but interesting. Especially as stories keep circulating with Aramco, and that's so far off, but you have the Crown Prince making his rounds in the U.S. last week. That'll stay in the headlines as well.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
And, that oil, it tested the January 25th swing high, 66.02. Right now, I have it at 65.62. But
yeah.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. We have the Dow up 30, Nasdaq's down 5, S&Ps are off 2, gold's down 12.20. Coming right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We got all the major indices currently in the green. S&P's positive by 2, Nasdaq positive by 6, Dow positive by 60 as we jump around.
You know, if we go, we're just talking a little real estate a little. This is so intriguing. So you got Hollywood, of course, right? You got Los Angeles. Well, the Los Angeles market. Listen to this, folks. This is like amazing, actually, because of Netflix, Amazon doing original content.
Okay.
They have come into L.A. and put the rents through the roof.
Okay.
And the REITs, the public REITs, they basically got in there pretty early. You got Kilroy Realty. They committed $1.2 billion. Boston Properties came in 2016. But if you want to take a look at some of these numbers are so phenomenal. It's unbelievable, actually. Netflix came in at the beginning of 2017, right? And you had one of the REITs, they were just building out spec buildings, right?
Yep.
They were building them out that you could put studios inside them. Netflix came in and took it all. 415,000 feet.
Wow.
On one swoop. And that brought just Netflix alone up to 560,000 feet, folks, okay? This is like crazy, man.
You know, what's interesting, though, as you think about it, I mean, how many original programming shows did they have last year? 400 or something? 500? So guess what? 400,000 square feet. That's only 1,000 square feet per program, and they're using those over and over, I'm sure, for the same. But when you put it in that context, right, it's not as just because the amount of programming they're putting out, man, it's pretty much laughable. You can't watch even close to anything they have, and people make puns on it. South Park did a whole episode on it, just talking about how they're greenlighting almost any single thing that would walk into their warehouse, their corporate offices, right? If you had a show. Done, greenlit, get it done. But yeah, yes. I mean, it's just, and that just speaks to the size of what they're doing. But in the real estate market, that's intriguing.
So I just put a picture up. It's a low-slung building, right? That just is very long, and inside of all of these, there's all nice. Studios. It's separate studios. They're inside them.
We got it up. Nice.
Look at the numbers, though. How Amazon and Netflix, well. Netflix, this is content spending in 2018. Netflix, 7 to 8 billion. ESPN, 7 to 8. Amazon, 5.
Yeah.
NBC, 4, 8. CBS, 3. Look at Hulu, 3 billion. They even, you know, you can see how they Netflix and ESPN, you know, just monsters. But you can see how
I was just going to say, what's intriguing, though, is that ESPN, the majority of that, they don't produce anything in terms of needing warehouses. They're buying the rights for football, basketball, college, etc. And so they don't need any warehouses. But
no,
Netflix,
that's buying it. That's right. That's buying the deal.
But it just speaks to how. But Netflix, that $8 billion, they're not spending any money on buying sports rights. So that's all just straight production of original programming. Now it's not all. They are paying for some, but you can see how even the big budget, you know, whether they're working with the studios, those studios are now cutting that off. You know, so they're not even letting Netflix pay for their library anymore because they're you know, forming their own type of, whether it's app, whether it's service, whether it's working with Hulu, right? They created their own app, new company entirely. But man, those are numbers, man.
Aren't they? And good luck to the libraries and all those old. I mean, outside of The Godfather, Titanic, and a few others, right?
Yeah.
You know, it seems like Netflix has brought a whole NFLX, a whole new deal to entertainment, and what type of entertainment, man? Right?
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. No, you have you know, big budget movies now being released direct to Netflix. You know, where they're producing. They had a movie with Will Smith, right? I mean, it's not just that type of second reel, made-for-TV type shows. They're trying to change the whole industry there for sure.
Yeah. Pretty amazing.
Yes.
And, you know, even in the sell-off, bottom line, you can see Netflix trading at $318. The highs are $333.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing, man.
Yep.
Let's see, money-wise. That's still small money. Interesting. So they went from $5.5 billion 2014 to 15.8, right?
Yes.
They got plenty of room to grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
At it's like $11.40 now. I think I'm getting charged.
And especially when you look at internationally, they're not even above where they are in the U.S. Right. And that's where all of their growth. You look 57% growth in international, and they're only taking in $5.1 billion internationally versus 6.2 in the U.S. And there's no reason why they shouldn't be doing more business in the entire globe versus the U.S. when you talk about the scalability that they have.
Huge.
You know, as in they've already produced the programming. Now, yeah, it's going to have to change for languages. They'll do that. But it's in place. They're spending $8 billion on original content already. A lot of that can be streamed to international countries without spending any more, let alone they'll focus on, you know, whether it's specific for those countries in the same type of fashion. But how interesting that they're still doing $450 million in domestic DVDs. You see that?
Look at that.
Yeah. Now that is, I'm sure, waning as, you know. But, I mean, we have Red Boxes. I see people at Red Box all the time, whether it's at Publix, whether it's at 7-Eleven. So DVDs are still there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's $500 million almost.
That's what I know. Exactly.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Let's go take a look at Microsoft and Intel. So Microsoft, yesterday, that caught a bid. 37 cents right now. That's laying at the highs. Intel, whole different animal. You know, these chip stocks, they just continued to move. Yeah, Intel, look at that. Intel's right at its highs.
Yeah.
And
not bad.
No. If we go to Red Hat, now Red Hat came out with numbers last night, and if you want to see a stock that was strong on the down tick, RHT. This was pretty amazing when I brought this up last night when they come out with the numbers. It's up 680. It's an ABC up, blowing away at swing point with volume. But you can see on the down tick, it only went down at 147. And the high out there was 155. Pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of been hanging in that range, right?
Yeah, no one sold it.
Right.
I mean, that's, you know.
I agree, right.
And now you have your A point on this is 121. Your B is 156. What do you get? $35. Your C. So you get 47, 57, 67, 77, 181.
Yeah.
You're at 159. That is one big number, man.
And we were all the way up to 167 right after the open there, which is interesting. So it's pulled back a bit.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
That. Oh, look at that, though. I didn't see that on the other side. Holy cow. What year? 1999. It was 151. Look at this. This is crazy. I can't believe I got to go back 20 years for that.
So they had a dot-com burst to the upside. It burst with everything else, right?
But 151 down to
nothing.
$2.40.
Amazing, and then back.
Holy cow.
Pretty cool.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back. Dow's up 100, Nasdaq's up 5, S&P's up 4. Come right back.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
You don't buy into that nonsense, do you? You know you can't time the markets. I didn't. And in 2006, I set out on a mission to do just that. I began by surrounding myself with the greats like Tom O'Brien, Larry Pesavento, David White, and Basil Chapman. I read countless books and even looked to the moon and planets for answers. Now, we both know that trading is 80% mental. So I learned the exact tools that Tony Robbins uses to overcome fear. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability. And last March, the folks at Timers Digest began tracking my newsletter signals, which through January 18, 2018, placed me as the #1 gold timer for that exact time frame. Now, I can't officially be recognized until Timers Digest has a full year of signals, but clearly I've learned how to time the markets, and I'd like to teach you how to do that as well. Subscribers to Mastering Probability gain access to my live and archive workshops where I show you the exact same patterns that earned me this #1 ranking. If you're looking for great market calls and an education, sign up for Mastering Probability today at TFNN.com.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors. Learn how to trade options with swim lessons. Brought to you by TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. We have the Dow up 85 points, S&P's positive by 1, Nasdaq negative by 6. So, in a market with peaks and troughs on a daily basis, man, Basil Chapman, he'll be up here at noon today, and he is doing a webinar 1 week from today at 6 o'clock for his subscribers to the opening call. He'll be in there for 90 minutes, the power of the 4th highest peak in the Chapman wave, the Peak D. So I encourage people to check it out. You can go sign up. You can get 30 days money-back guarantee for new subscribers, and it's a great service. You get in there, you'll get Basil's charts every morning. You access it by logging into your members page at TFNN, and then, of course, you'll have access to the 90-minute workshop webinar live with Basil a week from today. April 3rd, 1 week from today, man. Time is flying.
Is that amazing?
It is. And I couldn't believe in the same essence that we're closed Friday. I mean, that's, you know, the year. I mean, I feel like it's just, it is flying, man. March is gone in an instant.
We know this is almost the last day until like July 4th we get off, though.
Yeah, we do, because the market has some, it's front end loaded in the year in terms of market holidays. And I think we do. We get, we have Memorial Day and we have Labor Day, we have July 4th. And then I believe you get right into like the Thanksgiving, Christmas. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Pretty wild, man.
It is.
Pretty wild. This just came across. This is pretty amazing. So Waymo, okay, and Jaguar team up with the 20,000 car self-driving fleet.
I saw the headline as that as well, that Waymo had chosen Jaguar to be their Jaguars are sleek cars. So it's interesting how, style's going to match. Yeah. It's kind of similar, first thing that popped into my head was like, interesting. Okay, you hear self-driving and you think a little tiny car that can drive. And that's what you thought about electric cars at first as well. And then Tesla changed that image, saying, no, we can have real cars. Same way, it's not going to be just tiny electric vehicles. They're going to be nice vehicles. People want a little style mixed in with their affordability.
Yep. Stay right there, folks. Swim lessons coming up next. Basil Chapman. Thanks, Tommy.
Thanks, man. Have a good day. Okay.
Have a great one, folks.
Basil Chapman has just announced that on Tuesday, April 3rd at 6 p.m., he'll be hosting a special 90-minute webinar for all of his subscribers titled The Power of the Fourth Highest Peak, the Peak D in the Chapman Wave. During this 90-minute live webinar, Basil will be discussing how to use the fourth highest peak, the Peak D, as a heads-up for either a directional reversal of consequence or a momentary pit stop for further gains in the Chapman Wave. He'll also be going over what the weekly and monthly implications are for the key indices with their peak Ds and even peak Es, together with the H pattern in the Chapman Wave that he's been following for weeks with his subscribers. Now is a perfect time to sign up for Basil's daily trading service, The Opening Call, while gaining access to the April 3rd live online webinar. Remember, all new subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. For all the details and to sign up today for Basil's Opening Call, visit the front page of TFNN.com.